now with a lot of unqualified leads, people that are coming to your website, or you're talking to people that might not be able to afford your services, or they are booking calls with you, but they're not showing up. This might help. Okay. This will actually help you to get better quality leads on the phone or on your funnel that can actually afford your services or your products. Okay. In other words, how you can only talk to people with money that are willing and able to buy your products and services. And the reason why I say willing and able is because somebody might be willing, somebody might have the will to buy your products and services, but they might not be able to, right? That's number one. And the flip side of that is that there's some people that might be able, aka they have the money and the resources to pay for your products and services, but they're not willing to do it because they either don't find the value, or whatever, right? So on this piece of content, I want to show you guys how you can actually get people on the phone, or get people in your funnel, get people through your sales process, get people to your company that are actually willing and able to afford your services. All right. Now, before I do that, I just want to invite you guys to the new and upgraded No BS Advertising Club. So if you go to nobsadvertising.club, the bottom of the screen, you have it, or there should be a link somewhere around here. You go there, you will be able to see our membership levels. It's really inexpensive. There's a ton of value. You get over $10,000 worth of bonuses just by signing up. So it's pretty cool. Go nobsadvertising.club and you can join right now, and you can get the support that you need to actually make this type of strategies happen and work for you. Okay. So let's talk about quality, lead quality. And, there's a lot of people that come to us because we have our digital marketing agency at scale-driven.com. And they will come to us and tell us, I tried Facebook ads in the past. I tried YouTube ads. I tried paid advertising in the past, but the quality of the leads wasn't there. We were getting a lot of people flaking on us. We were getting a lot of people not showing up to calls. We were getting a lot of people that weren't just plain and simply qualified to actually become clients. So we decided to stop that, and we decided to focus on referrals. We decided to focus on SEO. We decided to focus on organic stuff and whatnot. Now, let me tell you something right now, is that if you're comparing your referral process, let's say that you're getting referrals, or if you're comparing the organic traffic that you get through, let's say, SEO, people searching for something and then showing up on your website, you're going to be comparing, and the quality of those leads and the mechanism that you use to turn those leads into customers, you're comparing apples to oranges. Why? Because referrals might be one or two cold closes, right? You hop on the phone with somebody that got recommended by somebody else, boom, and you close them, right? And that's the easy way. That's actually really easy to do. Now, the problem with referrals and organic is that they don't scale as much. So you need to think about this. You need to think about having a different strategy and a different machine, whether people are coming from your paid advertising or whether people are coming from organic or referrals. Again, the reason behind it is because referrals, you might just need to hop on the phone a couple times and that's it. Organic, it's a really high quality traffic. But on paid advertising, there's three things actually that you need to consider. Okay. The first thing is the targeting of your ads. Who are you targeting? Here's the reality. If you don't have the tools to actually target people with money on Facebook, Facebook will by default, it will show your ads to a broad array of people, a lot of people that might be unemployed, that might be on welfare, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that Facebook will default to that traffic, to those people where the cost to acquire a customer, the cost to acquire a lead, or the cost to book a call is lower. Why? Because it wants to give you a good CPM, it wants to give you good cost per click. But the reality is that even if you're paying really low for your leads, it doesn't matter if you cannot sell them anything because they don't have the means. So Facebook in and of itself will default, again, unless you target the right people, will default to the cheapest possible source of traffic that you may possibly have, right? And cheap leads almost never equate to good customers. All right. So that's the first thing. So unless you're using something like third-party tracking and third-party data, where you can actually target people with money based on their net worth, that is not available to target on Facebook, by the way. You need to learn how to do this. And that's one of the things that we discuss at the No BS Advertising Club, is how to get access to this data so that you can target people with money. And the rule of thumb that I use is, if you're selling a service or a product or a coaching program or something that is, let's say, $10,000, you want that that figure to be 10% of the household income of that person. What does that mean? Is that you should be targeting people that are making at least 100,000 a year for them to be able to afford your $10,000 coaching product. Okay, so that's something to have in mind. It's a good rule of thumb, is 10% of their total revenue or income, household income. So what I would do on that case, if I have a high ticket offer, a high ticket service or whatever, and I want to target people with money, is I would pick people that are making at least 100,000 a year or more. Okay. So, and again, this is not something that you can target within Facebook. You need to use third-party audiences, and I'm happy to share with you how we do that by when you join the No BS Advertising Club. That's number one. So who you're targeting on the ads is really important. Number two, what you are saying on the ads really, really matters. For example, I was running an ad, and again, sometimes I am guilty of this as well, right? I've been doing this for 7-8 years, and I still, make mistakes, and I'm still guilty of this as well. But we were running an ad for a coaching program, and we realized that when we were hopping on the phone with people, even if they had the money to invest, because again, we were using this third-party data to advertise to them, we realized that they were newbies, right? They hadn't run an ad before, and they weren't thinking on running ads anytime soon. So they were really beginners. And our coaching program is our high-end coaching program is mostly aimed for people that have some experience running ads and they want to get better results. So if you're running ads right now, if you want to get better results with your ads, we can help you. Now, for beginners, for people that are just starting out, we couldn't help them. So we had a lot of people on the phone jumping on calls with us, and we couldn't really help them. So I tracked that back. So the targeting was right, and went and kind of troubleshoot my ads. And then I realized that I was running dynamic ads on Facebook, which is a type of ad that Facebook will mix and match a lot of images with copy. And they work really well because Facebook knows what people want to click on and whatnot based on their data. So we just throw in 10 different images, 5 different body copies, and 5 different texts, and Facebook will mix and match them and whatnot. And on a couple of those images that I was running, I was saying something like this: get better results, or no, it was how to create and launch Facebook ads that work, even if it's your first campaign. So how to create and launch a Facebook campaign that works, even if it's your first one, something along those lines. So what happens is that, and those ads, after I did a little bit of an audit of our campaign, they tend to have the higher click-through rate, and they have the most amount of people clicking on them. So if I'm saying something like how to run your ads effectively, or how to launch a successful Facebook ad campaign, even if it's your first one, then I am attracting people that it's their first campaign, right? So there's a disconnect between, even if I'm targeting the right people, there's a disconnect between who I want to target and who I'm talking to. For instance, a great example of this is Frank Kern's podcast. Title, right? His podcast title. Frank Kern's podcast title is Your Next Million. It's not your first million. It's not your first 10K. It's not your first 100K. It's not your first client. No, it's your next million, right? So what I did was to change the campaign, the basically the wording on the ads and whatnot, and I changed that to here's how to get better results with your Facebook ads. What does that imply? That you're already getting results. You just want to get them better. Okay. And that completely changed the quality of the people that we were getting to take a look at our stuff, right? So if you think about it, you want to position your message on your ads to be congruent to the people that you want to target, right? So again, I think that Frank Kern's podcast, Your Next Million, is a great way of positioning it. Right now, we're running ads at our digital marketing agency for a client that helps healthcare practitioner owners. And he was getting a lot of unqualified people on his funnel. And we are remediating that by being really adamant in our copy. Of course, we're targeting, again, through the use of third-party data, we're targeting people that are physicians, and not because they say they like or they would like to be physicians, but because they have a practice, and we can see that, we can know that. So on our ads, what we're doing is we are telling them, hey, listen, if you're a practice owner, if you're a health practice owner and you want to get these results, click this. If you're a health practice owner making at least 5K a month, click here, or here's some good news. If you're a practice owner that's doing well, but you feel that you're getting burned out, here's some good news, right? So you need to be really adamant with your copy. So again, number one is who you target. Number two is what you're telling them. So that alone could very well give you better quality leads. Number three, which is, I would say, almost as important of your ads or even more, is how many hoops they need to jump through before they reach out to you. Let me say that again. How many hoops they need to jump through before they get on the phone with you or with your team. This is really important, and this goes back to Dan Kennedy's. One of the things that I learned from Dan Kennedy is that if you're offering services, products, whatever it is that you're offering, at some point you will be heavily outnumbered. What does that mean? That means that you're only one, or you have a small team, right? And the marketplace, ideally, if you're well positioned, is vast or is big enough. So even if you wanted to serve everyone in your marketplace, you couldn't. So you're heavily outnumbered. So one of the ways that we actually remediate this is by implementing for our agency clients a mechanism that will get people to jump through hoops before they actually reach the phones, before they actually talk to our clients, before they actually hop on the phone with somebody, right? Or before they actually click the buy now button. All right. So we implement this for agency clients, and the results are that we're targeting the right people. We're showing them the right type of ads that are speaking to them. And that means that you're also repelling a lot of people that are not in that space, which is great. And number three, we're getting them to jump through hoops so that they can talk to us, and they're already educated. They already know our pricing. They already know everything, and they still want to move forward. What does this mean? This means that if you're used to getting cheap leads and you're happy with getting cheap leads, it's not going to work for you. Why? Because cheap leads usually do not equate to quality customers. All right. Especially in the high ticket space. Number one. Number two, you need to approach this from the perspective of these are not referrals. This is not organic traffic. These are people that they need some education and whatnot. So what happens is that the process might be longer. Now, once you get a really high quality lead coming through your funnel, you want to squeeze the juice out of that lead. How do you do that? With automations, with stuff that happens after somebody opts in and after they go through the first campaign and the second campaign and the third campaign. So you're always what's called lead compounding. You're always compounding the value of the lead. And by the way, I learned that from Frank Kern as well. Okay. So if you combine those three things, again, good targeting with good messaging, with a good machine that will get them to educate them and make them jump through hoops before they talk to you, you will be well on your way to scaling your business with high quality leads. Okay, so I hope that this is helpful. This is just one of the things that we talk about on the No BS Advertising Club. I love geeking out on funnels. I love geeking out on this type of strategy. I love, just helping our group and our community on this type of stuff. Like, hey, Hernan, how can I get better quality leads? Or I'm having this issue, or I'm having that issue with a customer or client, right? Because we have some people who are running ads for themselves, but we also have some people who are running ads for other people. So it's pretty cool. So if you want to get the support that you need to actually take it to the next level, both on the ads, the funnels, the strategy, the offers, go ahead and join the No BS Advertising Club. It's nobsadvertising.club. I hope that is helpful. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.